Good morning and welcome to Earth Echoes with Amber Fields. I am here today by this beautiful creek that was just given a good infusion of rainwater to do a reading of a beautiful piece by Jason Gray titled Dare to Dream. Once, dreaming was the highest act of the human spirit. It was sacred, the bridge between what is and what could be. But somewhere along the way, the world forgot. Dreaming was traded for survival. Wonder was replaced by worry. The spark that once lifted entire generations into possibility was smothered beneath the weight of reality. We used to build cathedrals in our minds. Now we build cages around our potential and call them plans. Without dreams, real dreams, wild dreams, unreasonable dreams, humanity becomes hollow. Without them, we stop expanding. We stop becoming. Without dreams, we are nothing more than biological repetition machines, playing out programs written by fear. Dreams are not luxuries. They are lifelines. They are the evidence that the soul still breathes inside the machinery of modern life. They are the original language of creation, the sacred impulse to imagine something greater, something beyond the current form. Every great thing humanity has ever built began as a dream. Every invention, every song, every revolution, every act of love, all of it was born in the invisible. In this age, dreaming has been quietly assassinated. We are taught to be practical, to be realistic, to know our limits. To stop reaching so high that it might hurt when we fall. From childhood, they trade our imagination for instruction. They fill us with fear of failure until we forget how to fly. They make us believe that to dream is naive, when in truth, it is the most courageous act a human can perform. The death of the dreamer is the death of civilization. Look around. People do not talk about what sets their soul on fire anymore. They talk about what pays the bills. Children are born into systems that teach them how to obey, not how to create. And the dreamers, the ones who still see differently, are mocked, silenced, or told to grow up. I say this, grow back up into the sky, because when a dreamer dies, the world grows dark. When a dreamer dares again, dares to ignite that inner light, the world remembers how to see. Dreaming is not escape. It is rebellion. It is the refusal to accept the limits of what we have been told is possible. It is defiance against decay. It is the quiet whisper that says, there is more. Those words have changed everything. The dreamers built bridges over impossible chasms. They painted visions that outlived empires. They tore holes in the veil of can't and won't and never. and showed us what happens when a soul remembers its power. Do you understand what dreaming really is? It is creation itself. Consciousness daring to write its own script in a universe that keeps telling it no. A dream is a seed of God planted in the mind of the human. To honor it is to participate in creation. To abandon it is to participate in extinction. The greatest crime of our age is not war, not corruption, not greed. It is the death of wonder. The quiet suffocation of possibility beneath screens, distractions, and systems designed to keep us asleep. They told you to stop dreaming so you would stop becoming. Because the moment you begin to dream again, truly dream, the world's control over you ends. When you dream, you see through the illusion. You remember that reality is fluid, and your belief is the brush that paints it. You remember that every empire began as an idea. You remember that you were never powerless, only programmed to forget. The dreamer is the rebel who smiles in the face of limitation and says, "Watch me." In that moment, the entire field of reality bends. Dare to dream. Dare to feel again. Dare to envision a life so alive that it scares you. Fear is the final guardian at the gate of freedom. Walk through it. Dreaming will not make you comfortable. It will not make you popular. It will make you real. A dreamer carries a sacred fire, the same flame that burned in every poet, inventor, prophet, and wanderer before them. It is the light that refuses to go out, no matter how dark the night becomes. I have walked through that darkness. I have lived the years of silence, despair, and disillusion. I have learned that even in the lowest valley, a single dream can resurrect a soul. Once that flame reignites, it spreads to the next person, the next generation, the next world. Dreaming is contagious. It is how creation replicates itself through courage. If you are reading this, remember this. Your dreams are not foolish. They are sacred instructions. They are the fingerprints of your purpose, pressing through the veil, begging you to move. Do not betray them. The world does not need more followers. It needs more dreamers who are brave enough to turn imagination into reality. The systems will crumble. The illusions will fail. The noise will fade. But the dreamers will remain, building the next world from the ashes of the last. So dream again. Dream beyond the borders of fear. Dream until your soul shakes the cage of this false world and breaks it open. Dare to dream, not as a pastime, but as a revolution. When you dare to dream, you remember who you are. When you remember who you are, the world changes. Jason Gray. I love to dream, and I think as a bit of a loner, it's always been something that I've been very active with when I wander around out in the wilderness by myself or with my German Shepherd or with my daughter. I spend a lot of time contemplating and always have since I spent a lot of time alone as a child as well. And I think that my dreams were stifled because, I went to public school, and I realized how that stifled my imagination in a huge way, definitely. But I've still dared to dream, and I've dared to follow those dreams when the world told me that they were impossible, or tried to stop me at every corner from accomplishing those dreams. I just maintained faith that if something was good and I worked hard enough for it, that anything was possible. And that's how I ended up building my home with my partner off the grid and accomplishing that huge feat, because there was so many challenges that made me think we were being unreasonable, that it was too hard and it would destroy us before we could ever complete it. But a big part of accomplishing your dreams is never giving up. And that's been the same for a passion of mine, which is protecting land and land conservation. It's the same thing, because there's so many forces, powerful forces, trying to stop us from protecting the sacred places of this earth that need to be protected so badly. And those forces, even other people that want you to protect the land will tell you it's impossible. And you just have to keep that faith, knowing that what's right oftentimes is what will happen, because the forces of the universe are behind us when we act towards what is right and just and good and beautiful and full of love. So thank you, Jason, for that writing, and I hope you all have a beautiful day and dare to dream today.